Hi guys, this is Hannah and Jude, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite stones, healing crystals, whatever you want to call them. Jude calls them rocks. Can you say rock?
No.
Yes, you can. Okay, so Jude, can you show them your quartz cluster? Ooh, so pretty. Can you show them like this? Yeah. And this one is sort of, I don't know, I like to think of it as something you charge and put an intention for. You know, like other stones, sorry, he's not wearing pants, so other stones, you know, usually have like a purpose or a chakra, but I like to think of clear quartz as something just you put the energy in what you want it to heal. So, can you pick up your next one?
No.
Can you pick up, do you want to pick up oh, there we go, and that's a moss agate. I got this one for Jude because I'm making him a little mini midwife kit, and he really connected with it at the store, and and so it's a part of his midwife kit. Midwives like to use moss agates. Well, not all midwives, but midwives that have knowledge of crystals use moss agates to help ensure the delivery of the baby safely. Can I see that? Can I see this?
No.
No? Okay. He just took one of the agates I have, but I can just show you. I have these agates. And I just really like the grounding of agates. Jude, are you throwing my rocks away? You're throwing my rocks everywhere? Yeah. Oh, thank you. He gave me the moss agate back. So yeah, I think that's important for me. And yeah, because I am a Vata in Ayurvedic. I probably pronounced that wrong. I never can pronounce it right. Medicine. So yeah, it's hard for me to ground. I'm also a Pisces, and I just got out of a Neptune transit, so it's been sort of hard for me to feel grounded. It's almost like I'm out of my body, if that makes sense, which goes a lot along with like dealing with, you know, whether I have PMS or PMDD. It's not prescribed yet, but it's pretty, or diagnosed, but it's pretty set on that I probably have it, and that goes along with the, I guess, spirits that, you know, enter during that time and, you know, mess with your mind during that spiritual time of your cycle. So yeah, I got this at a festival. It's my humongous citrine, and I basically use it because I am afraid of the dark, like terrified of the dark, for Pisces reasons. And so that helps me to not have bad dreams, because when I have bad dreams, a lot of times in my dream world, it's harder for me to want to sleep when those dreams come. So then I don't have my amber necklace that I wore while I was pregnant, but this is Jude's, and this is one that we both like a lot. Well, Jude lately hasn't wanted to wear his amber necklaces, but it's really good for the like solar plexus, or some people call it stomach chakra, to help with like nausea. I used it while I was pregnant to help my morning sickness. I had morning sickness my whole entire pregnancy, and then the last 9th month I was like, oh, I should wear an amber necklace, and I didn't know anything about crystal healing at all, and it helped me. Like, it just out of nowhere, my morning sickness stopped. And the 2 days, that's Jude. The 2 days I forgot to wear this amber necklace, well, not this one, but the amber necklace I have. So, this is a selenite. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. It's rounded, and as you can see, Jude's sort of beating it up a lot. But, I use it on Jude, to help with his, like, calcium and vitamin D levels. It's also a good stone for mothers who are lactating. as well as during pregnancy or trying to conceive. So it's a really nice to have. Sometimes you see them like the towers or like they have the wands. One day I'll get one, I guess, but not today. This is a peach moonstone. I like moonstones, but at the same time, it's a funny story. So, I basically did not have, like, while I was lactating, I did not have a cycle. Well, I'm still lactating, but until, like, I got a moonstone at the store. And not this one. This is one Jude picked out. I had, like, a actual white, like, regular moonstone. And, so my cycle came back the day I bought that moonstone, and it was just crazy. Like, it just right away. So yeah, it's it's really interesting. They're good for fertility, and I think actually lactating they can be supportive too. I'm pretty sure, but don't mark my word with that. This is a carnelian, and one of my archangels, Mary, like Mother Mary in the Bible. She was very fond of carnelians, and one of the first stones I ever got when I went to a store, like a crystal shop or medical physical shop, was carnelian. Like, that was like top on my list, and I didn't understand why. Like, I was just like, I don't know, like, I just really want one. And it wasn't even that I was super attracted to them either. But I think they're a type of chalcedony. Am I right or wrong? I don't know. But I used it for my sacral chakra healing. I had a really awful sacral chakra, like really bad, and I've always had a bad root chakra. I think especially because of the Neptune transit I've gone through. Well, I mean, not always. I'm sure I had a really good root chakra as a child and whatnot, but like lately, and I'm sure during pregnancy I probably had a way stronger root chakra. But I think more recently, well, it's hard to say because pregnancy just opens that door and you just are like searching, I feel like, into these new worlds, dimensions, whatever you want to call that. And so it sort of makes you like not want to be in your body almost, which it's confusing, I think, for some people to understand, but when you're there, you get it. It's just like you're out of it. Like, somebody could talk to you and you're just like, what? Yeah, and then you're just like, just sort of like, I don't know, flowy. It's a flowy feeling, I guess. Yeah, but also pink carnelians, which are super hard to find. I should have brought mine down because they're super hard to find. I finally found a small pink carnelian. Can help. That's Jude. Hey, Jude. Do you want to show them your puppy? Can you say woof woof?
Woof, woof.
Woof woof. Dog.
Da.
Yeah, good job. Oh. So, carnelians bring mothers and, well, parents and children together. Especially pink carnelians are really good at healing bonds, whether you're like a teen that's like, just like, I don't know, to your parents, or like postpartum depression situation, any type of bonding issue with a parent and a child. Pink carnelians can help. And I don't think there's any pink in this. Jude picked this one out for me, and it has a little druzzy inside. I don't think you probably can't see that. But, yeah. This is an ocean jasper. Oh, I wish I had my smoky quartz, but it's at the altar, Jude. We have an altar in our herbalism apprenticeship. Hey, Jude! So he really likes the ocean jasper a lot. It's for the heart chakra. I usually typically don't have a terrible heart chakra like issues. I mean, it's like a little off, but not terribly. But I just really connected with that stone. I got it a couple hours away at a store that I typically don't go to for stones, and so I just wanted to pick something different. I think something I'm not used to being around or seeing, and so that's what I chose. Oh, Jude! Uh-oh. Computer went black. Okay. So let's see. And this is the crazy rose quartz that everybody, well, people that know me really well know the crazy story behind this. Just a crazy story. Yeah, Jude. So basically, while I was pregnant, I was sort of introduced to crystals and whatnot through, well, I don't know how I thought about it, but I don't know if I read something somewhere, but while I lived in North Carolina still, I had bought a couple years ago amethyst japa beads, and so because I was really into like Tibetan Buddhism, and I was really into like Hare Krishna and like just Hindu deities and whatnot. And so I got, well, I'm February, so like amethyst is my stone, even though I don't connect to it very well, unless I have crown chakra issues or like, so yeah. So that's when I started getting into crystals. Like I started wearing it on my wrist, which is weird. It's a necklace, yeah, I know, but but it started hurting. And I was like, okay, the energy in this, it's just not working for me. So that's when I realized I wasn't huge fans of amethyst until somebody sent me this, and then I started becoming fans of amethyst. Well, I was a fan when I was little, but I don't know. I always liked rose quartz more. Since I was little. Like when I'd go to like the mining and like the gym shifting and whatnot, like I like would get so excited when I got rose quartz. I don't know why. So anyways, so then, my second thing that really got me into crystals that, felt more connected to them was that amber story when I used them while I was pregnant for the morning sickness, and it actually worked. So there was, when I first moved to Maine, there was like a dump or like a place where you bring your trash. Like they don't pick trash up where I lived, and it was just the rental place that we lived, my mom and I, and Jude eventually after he was born. And so while I was pregnant, we went there, and they have like a swap shop, and they had like just stuff you can donate, and then you can take, and just anybody could take whatever in there. It's just like sort of trash, but not really. And so that's where I got some of my Dr. Seuss books and like some breastfeeding and like birth books and whatnot just for free. It was nice. Maine has a lot of stuff like that. Like I got a fertility book and like stuff like that. It's, yeah. But I found this, and somebody had said, I don't know if it was right after I found it or right before I found it, that she had used rose quartz in a bathtub right before she gave birth to help her with labor. So my mom was like, why are you picking that up? Like, no, no, no. And I'm just like, no, like this might actually do something. So anybody that knows my birth story, the night before I went to the midwives before the night before I actually gave birth, I had like Braxton Hicks contractions, but I meditated, I was able to turn the contractions into pain-free, like waves, I'd call them, or like clouds, or it was just great. It's just sort of like my own little universe. But I also went in a bathtub at one point and put that at the toes of the tub, where my toes were, and the next day I get there, I'm 5.5 centimeters, 100% effaced. The midwife could see his hair. So I definitely encourage people to use rose quartz while in labor, or while pre-labor, or while you have Braxton Hicks or whatever. So I'm going to get to the essential oils I like. I only use Young Living essential oils. I like that we have a seed to seal promise. I just think that Gary Young has just he's just a good person, I feel like, all around. He refuses to give the people who use his oils anything less than what, you know, he would want to use on himself. They are pure. He would rather, you know, pay a farm and then get crappy, you know, well, not crappy, but herbs that are not up to his standards and throw them out than give them to us, you know. And he just won't give us anything that is not pure. So, and he donates to a lot of charities. And like I said earlier, I used to be really into Tibetan Buddhism when I lived in Wisconsin. And he's friends with the Dalai Lama, so that's always, you know, just, I trust him. I've never met him, but I know people that have, so I really like purification. I took forever to get purification, and I don't know why, because it's really not that expensive. And it basically just sort of clears the air, it clears all odors. If you have odors in your room. And I sort of use it the same way people will use thieves, honestly, you know, to sort of just clear the air. One thing that interests me in purification was Fully Raw Christina actually had requested that when she had a black widow spider bite. She didn't want any drugs. She said, I wanted my purification to help me heal from the spider bite. It ended up not coming in time, so she used a bunch of watermelon to detox, but that really said a lot to me when I learned that, you know, somebody would use something so extreme as a black widow spider bite to cure, you know, or not to cure, but to heal. So yeah, because I think the way I think of Western world is we have this conception of we need to cure, we need to cure, we need to cure, and I feel like essential oils are more so supporting and helping so your body can cure itself, if that makes sense. Same with, you know, stones, any type of energy work. Your body is doing the work. And with eating healthy, I mean, your body is the one doing the work. You're just getting that support to help your body to be able to heal it on its own. So I really like Dreamcatcher. It's good for nightmares. I've heard that it's good for people who have like post-traumatic stress disorder and they have dreams that they just can't go away. The energy of it, I think, is really supportive with that, and it helps me fall asleep. But it also supports, like, if you cannot dream, like, and you really want to ask something out of your dreams, if you do a lot of dream work, and you know, to find answers in your life, or to find what you know, have more clarity, I think. Dreamcatcher is really good. And sometimes I like to think of it as having energy to catch your dreams in a sense of, you know, life. Like, what are your goals? You know, how are you going to achieve that? Abundance is I should have brought that down, but it's like that's my favorite, I think. Well, I really like patchouli, but I guess abundance and joy would be my two favorite blends. And that abundance has that same, like, energy up to it where it attracts the law of attraction and helps support you using the law of attraction. If you don't know what the law of attraction is, I'm just going to show you this. Sorry, let's turn around, but you can learn about it in The Secret. And it's really easy to find this online for free, like the movie, which is so, yeah, and I got this at Goodwill, I think. Like, it's so easy to find this book at, like, thrift stores. I see it for like $1, $2 everywhere, so, you know, and it's probably at your local library. But it's one of those books, you know, I like having. So I am really obsessed with frankincense. I have, like, regular frank, sacred, and then I have this special limited edition frankincense from Somalia. So they're all a little bit different. You would be surprised how different they smell. And they have a different, almost like energy to them, I feel like. So yeah, I think this would be my favorite one. If I had to choose, they're a really good one to research. I don't want to give you too many details on them because I don't want somebody to come back and be like, you promised this will help with this. But if you look up frankincense, you're going to find amazing just healing properties to them. I personally use them more on a spiritual level. I sometimes encounter psychics in Maine. Surprising. Imagine that. It's Maine, of course I would. And I have some frankincense resin too, I can show you. Young Living does have frankincense resins, but I got mine at Mountain Rose Herb, I don't know. I really like Mountain Rose herbs, like actual herbs. Also got some like witch hazel bark. I plan to get some like nettles and like chamomile and things like that soon though. So where are they going? Oh, with the frankincense, it's a very spiritual herb. So it's definitely very opening. I feel like it is pretty grounding. You think of it as like a resin. So yeah, I think of it as grounding, like rooting. And I've noticed with Young Living's oil colors, a lot of them, they don't mean to do this. I'm pretty sure they don't mean to do this, but the chakra that they connect to are usually the actual labels are the color of that chakra. So usually, not always, not all of them. They don't purposely do that, like I said, but you will notice that with a lot of them. So yeah, I look at it. But anyways, when I saw a psychic, she came up to me and her friend, was just like, you need frankincense, you need frankincense. And I was like, I have frankincense. She's like, good. And the other psychic was like, oh, you do essential oils, don't you? And I'm like, yes, how do you know that? And she just came into, went into details that nobody off the streets would have known about me. But she was just like, you're like a potion maker, and Jude's a shamanic drummer. And so, yeah, crazy story. But frankincense is just one of my, like, yeah, I really like frankincense. I plan on making tinctures with the resin. So yeah. Jude really likes Gentle Baby, and it looks like it's not open, but it has been opened. Sometimes they don't like pull off. And it has lavender and chamomile in it, so I like to think of it as like, it's double power, because you think of those as the ones that are calming. This would probably be really good with teething. I wish I had this when Jude was teething, to dilute and put on the feet. I've heard of people using like cloth wipes, making cloth wipes with this. You can make lotions and salves and yeah, so but I personally diffuse it, and sometimes I'll diffuse it with actual lavender because I started like saving this and I have a ton of lavender. Because there's lavender in this, so it sort of like just makes it a little more lavendery. And then lavender I really, really like. You think of it as like the sleepy, what you use to help you sleep, but it has a property to it. It has almost like where it doesn't make you, well, it'll help you sleep if you need to sleep, but it still can energize you. Well, not energize, but it'll keep you relaxed and not sleep if that's what you need. I think it's just however you use it. So yeah, I'm going to try to make this like serum to make my eyelashes longer with it. Used it on dogs' hot spots, and they came off like immediately with frankincense. Yeah, mostly diffuse. That's one thing about me is I typically do not take internally. On an occasion, I will, get a huge bottle of water and, drop, glass bottle, by the way, and drop, some of the citrus essential oils like tangerine or lemon or orange. If you do that, make sure you do not use plastic because it will literally like eat away at the toxins in the plastic. So you want to use glass if you ever do that. But I typically don't. In my Ninja Red drink, I'm pretty sure there's some of the oils. I'm pretty sure there is some citrus oils in there. So then I take that, and otherwise I don't usually take oils internally. I would never give Jude an oil to take internally at his age. I probably wouldn't even, maybe in high school was probably the soonest I would. Like that's how and then it'd be like not often. But definitely topically as long as it's diluted. Jude, I don't always use on him topically. I mostly do diffusing because I find that he gets the most out of that and he enjoys it. Sometimes he won't like want to change his diaper even though he's sort of using the potty now, so he doesn't really need much diaper changes anymore. But like if he doesn't want to do something like that he needs to do, or that's like my way of like, I don't want to say bribe, but it's like, hey Jude, do you want to play with the diffuser? And then he just calms down right away. The temper tantrums are done, and he helps me put water in one of the diffusers we have, and then he will choose an oil and we will put it in. But I always make sure when he chooses the oil, it's one of the ones that are age appropriate for him. And some of them are like iffy. And if you have an iffy oil, I just want to, say like be cautious with diffusing. Like don't have your like toddler like or baby like right up on the sniffing it. Like it can be like high up or something. Just don't have their face in it. Because there are some that are they're like approved, but you still be cautious. And it's just one of those things. You should be cautious with everything. You should be cautious with all herbs, whether it's essential oil or a tincture. I would never give Jude like 50 drops of lobelia. I'd give him like one. you know, if I gave him chamomile like as a baby, I would, and I'm saying as in the tea form, like I would cook it or steep it overnight, and I would only like give him a couple drops and even like dilute that with water and then let him take it. Like I wouldn't give him like a whole glass of chamomile tea. Like that's just how I am. I'm just very cautious. So yeah. This is the fancy tea tree oil. Everybody says it's calls it tea tree oil. Most companies will call this tea tree oil. And I have been using this to make Jude's cloth wipes, and since he was little. I did not always use Young Living, and so that's where I say like Young Living works way better. He wouldn't get rashes, but from the other tea tree oil, but it's still, I feel like his like bum is so much smoother and just yeah. So I definitely recommend some tea tree oil, and lavender is also a good one when making like cloth wipes or making like sort of like a diaper rash salve type thing. Yeah, and sometimes I don't know if there's any science to back this up, or any, I don't know if people recommend this, but like when I want to purify the house, I like using purification with this one. And yeah, I keep doing it wrong. And it's just like something in my heart like tells me like it's purifying. So, I think a lot of, using Dreamcatcher to sort of learn about the herbs on your own, to have journeys, if I don't know if anybody does like shamanic journeys, sort of trying to figure out the medicinal and healing and spiritual and emotional and properties of the herbs through that, because a lot of times we can sort of tell what the herb is supportive for you, through just, our connection to the plant spirit. So yeah, that's something I've been struggling with lately. So lavender is really good with that too, actually, to help with the crown chakra. Yeah, because I sort of closed myself up purposely. Sometimes people will be just given so much at once spiritually that it's hard for them to just handle all of it at once, and that's what sort of happened to me, and so I had to really push back, and so yeah. And joy oil is my first oil from Young Living I got. Well, technically lavender was my first oil, but I didn't order this. The person who gave it to me accidentally sent me lavender, and I was like, oh, I ordered joy oil, and she was just like, keep it. So that was really nice. And actually, these might actually be my first bottles. I'm not sure. Probably not. But yeah, joy oil is really good for depression. It's really calming too for anxiety. And it's good for postpartum depression. I will diffuse it around Jude, but I won't let him go, hover over it, obviously. You really want to check the blends to make sure that there's nothing in them that a baby can't be around, and use your own, I think, instinct. I think that's important as a parent. If you feel like essential oils, aren't going to work for you, then they might not, They work for me. They work for a lot of people. But I think you just sort of have to look inside yourself and say, what can help heal my child, heal myself, and yeah. So I'm trying to think, which I think that's about all I had to say, I'm pretty sure. Maybe one video I'm going to do about like chakra healing with essential oils, which oils help each chakra. I've been making a blog post. I want to do one on astrology. I'm ordering some oils to make a Mercury retrograde blend. It happens 4 times a year. So there's certain oils that connect with different planets. And yeah, it's just all about, I think, the energy of the plant and what that plant connects to. Because these oils, they have their own, vibration. They have their own spirit. They have, and I feel like I really connect to this brand of essential oils vibrationally than other oils I've had. So I hope that helps some of you guys. If not, I probably just sounded like an idiot half the video. Like, what was I going to say? Oh, what was I going to say? Of course, that always happens. I probably should write like note cards, like, this is what I have to say about this. But I get sidetracked like I am right now. So Jude's gone in the other room, and I probably should go say hi to him. And so I'll see you guys later. Bye.